Assalamu alaikum. Today we're turning things around slightly differently, where we're starting our program with women breaking barriers. And I'd like to introduce and welcome our first guest, Prof. FRANAAZ Khan, Associate Professor and Admitted Attorney. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to the studio.
Walaikum salam, Zahira. Thank you for having me on your show.
It's such a pleasure having you here. Prof, this past few days, we have been talking to so many women that we find are breaking barriers, breaking ceilings, shattering the myths of where women should be in general. And it's such a pleasure and a privilege to have you here. You've just been appointed as an associate professor. Tell us how you came about this journey and how you ended up here at this point.
I think if we have to start from the time I was a little girl, I think law was something that I was always something that I wanted to do. I don't know whether television had an influence, but without giving away my age, I remember back in the day we had series like LA Law. And
Yes.
also, yes, so seeing lawyers there standing and presenting arguments so confidently, I think it just had some sort of effect. So it inspired me, and I think from those moments as a little girl, I knew that law was actually a calling, something that I wanted to do. So that's how it actually began when I was little, wanting to get into the profession.
It's quite remarkable because so often we talk about where we see ourselves or what our dreams are, and that changes so much. And yet you've pursued that so strongly, knowing this is where you wanted to be. Have you had your LA law moments in real life as well?
Yeah, so when I did start off, I mean, I did my LLB, my law degree. I went on and did masters, and then I did articles, and I was admitted as an attorney, and I did practice before joining academia. So I did have some LA law moments. I think it also helps building up the confidence when you're in the courtroom and looking at all the legal knowledge that you have acquired, and then you applying them in a sort of a real life situation. So I appreciate my practice days. So I did have some LA law moments, a few years ago.
Fantastic. Fantastic. And now you can at least teach about them as well. Prof, in terms of, as a woman breaking into any field is always difficult and challenging. And I don't think it's as easy as many people understand. And, people often wonder, why do we talk about it? And I think we have to talk about it because we have to make people aware that it's not as smooth sailing as many would think it is. What have been the general challenges that you have experienced as a woman in this field? And how have you managed to overcome that?
Zahira, when I look at my career trajectory, I've been in academia for 14 years now. And
Mm.
previously, like I said, I practiced. But if I have to recall, there have been numerous challenges that I faced, but certain things that just stand out. I remember when I was a newly starting off candidate attorney doing articles, and at that particular point, you're so impressionable. You're in your 20s, you're looking up to senior attorneys within the
Mm.
within the field as mentors. And I remember very senior attorney, when I started off doing articles, he came up to me one day and he said to me, I don't think law is something for you, and you should go and do some soul searching. And I think when he actually said that, and hearing it from somebody that is so astute in society and being a senior a person in the profession, was very disheartening. And I was because I was actually deeply passionate about law, and for somebody to come and say to me, maybe
Mm.
consider changing your career path because it's not actually the correct one, and it chipped away a bit at my self confidence. That was one. I mean, it's starting off in my early days, and then when I joined academia, and when I started pursuing my PhD, I had many people say to me, the topic doesn't have what it takes. I don't have the ability to complete a PhD, um, dismissing, my work. But I think, despite all of that, the lack of support and these challenges, I still persevered. And the strange enough thing is that I have to thank these people, uh, because I think if it
Mm.
weren't for them, I wouldn't have pushed myself to show them that I can actually rise above, despite the challenges. But there were many more, but those two are the ones that
I'm
I think
sure.
stand out for me.
What then do you think it takes in terms of character to push through that? Because there's definitely a certain amount of resilience that's needed, because it's so easy to fall back at it when you hear these voices. And I think this doesn't just apply in professions, but even in our regular
Yes.
day-to-day living, when those we amplify those voices that
Mm.
reinforce negativity for us, and we think, oh, they're right. Perhaps I should just stay where I am. Perhaps I shouldn't try. Perhaps I won't get it right. And we make failure such an integral part of our day-to-day life that it actually keeps us only where we are and keeps us stagnant, and we don't move from there. So what are those characters and qualities that you embody that actually pushes you to understand that I've got everything I need within me and I can do this?
Yeah, you know, one piece of advice that I wish I had when I was starting off in my career was that you need to keep going, and you've got
Mm.
this. And you must always keep your head high and remember that it's okay to fall sometimes. I mean, we all do, right? But you'll stand
Mm.
up again, and you'll stand up even stronger. Fortunately for me, despite having these challenges, I had incredible parents that supported me, especially my mom. She was always a supporter, always a fan, always in my corner. But I feel that when you have these obstacles, you have to rise above and simply take it as some sort of challenge to say, I'm going to basically prove you wrong and I'm going to come back even stronger. So for me, it's about always keeping your head high, about always trying to rise above despite whatever, obstacles may and challenges may lie ahead.
I think that's remarkable, because so often we allow failure and those amplified, unnecessary voices to dictate the course of our lives. And it's so amazing to see women standing strong and holding their own in their journey to be able to achieve what they want to achieve, because you truly believe in yourself. And I think that definitely comes, without a doubt, from strong self awareness, to have a strong identity
Yeah.
about who you are and what you want to achieve. Prof, the one thing I want to ask you, so often people are put onto timelines of saying, oh, by this age, you need to apply. And by this age, you need to be done with your degree. And by this age, you need to have been done with your doctorate and your PhD. What do you say to them in terms of timelines and what you want to achieve? Because you were in the legal profession, you then decided to join academia. What does this trajectory of timelines mean to you in terms of people being able to walk their journey?
I always say to my students as well, your education and your learning starts at the cradle and it ends at the grave. So there
Mm.
is no timeline. I mean, I lecture students that are older than me with my postgraduate classes and my postgraduate diploma classes, and I think I actually admire them because at this particular at their age in their 50s, whatever, they're pursuing a law degree. So there is no timeline. And I always feel that students, when it comes to starting off even earlier in your career, you must do so. But if you feel that law is something that you want to start off later in life, absolutely, there's no timeline. It's like I said, it starts at the cradle, ends at the grave. And we're learning every day. I mean, I today sitting at as a professor, I'm also still learning. So learning is something that's ongoing, and I feel that it's the key that opens up many doors as well. So people out there, young women, girls that are entering into the profession, don't ever feel that it's too late. It's never too late.
Absolutely. And I think, it ties in so much to actually the religion we belongs to, which the first injunction was Ikra, which means read. And exactly as you said, you need to do that from the cradle to the grave. And that's part of who we are. It's about ensuring that learning continues on a daily basis. You never stop learning. And I remember at university, one of my professors said to me, the moment you think you know it all and that you've learned everything, step out of the profession, because you'll do far more damage to people around you. And the moment you're accepting of the fact that you will never know everything, you will never know enough, and every day you will learn something from people around you, that's when you'll know you'll actually be of benefit to people around you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Prop, one of the things that you mentioned in terms earlier is about the support networks that you had to pull
Mm.
you through this. And I think, we often mistake how important that is, whether it's family or whether it's friends or mentors, as you said. Tell me the importance of finding those mentors who are willing to want the best for you from an early age.
It's so important. I think that, like for me, when I started off quite early in my career, and like I said, it was difficult to find the mentors because you're looking up to people that are senior in the profession. But I think that for people that are starting out, it's important to reach out, because if you also have people that believe in you, they become enablers. And you
Mm.
need to be in an environment where people are going to also enable, and they're also going to see what you're capable of, but also for them to enable, you have to work as well. So it involves a
Mm.
lot of hard work. You need to show that passion and that commitment, that you can get things done. And when this happens, then people see this. They see these qualities in you, and then they would assist in enabling. So it's very important to create some sort of a community within whatever working environment plan to enter into. You create the community, you create the network, and you show people that I'm a hard worker, I have what it takes, and this is then what enables.
I love that. I think that's such a new perspective on mentoring, because very often people just look for the qualities in the mentor, and you've put a lot of emphasis in what we individually need to do and how we need to show up to be able to empower and enable these very qualities
Yes.
that we see in others. We're going to be taking a very short break, and when we come back, we'll continue our conversation with Prof. FRANAAZ Khan. Stay tuned.
Salam Media, a global voice for humanity.
After the recent attacks on Gaza, many families have been displaced, with their homes left destroyed. Through your donations, our teams are on the ground in Gaza, providing support and delivering necessary aid to families affected. The people of Gaza need your help. Give hope. Donate today to Penny Appeal South Africa. www.pennyappeal.org.za 031 1100 573.
We are here on the ground with many appeal organizations in Gaza.
When the perfect blend of stylish decor, exquisite halal cuisine, and warm hospitality come together, it could only mean Al Bayt Lodge, your true home away from home. Al Bayt is the ideal heaven for families, business people, and tourists, with its 4-star family rooms and other luxurious facilities, conveniently situated close to Port Elizabeth Airport, the beach, and other amenities. Your stay will be truly unforgettable, as you'll be taking home lasting memories of the warm hospitality, the serenity and tranquility that Al Bayt has to offer. For reservations, call 041 583 6415 or visit www.albaytlodge.co.za.
Yasin Badat Financial Advisory. Are your financial goals feeling out of reach? Yasin Badat Financial Advisory is here to turn your aspirations into achievements. Our dedicated team, armed with a history of success, is ready to guide you through the complex nature of financial and investment planning. Whether you're a seasoned investor or new to the game, our personalized solutions cater to your unique goals and risk appetite. Trust in our commitment to transparency, integrity, and excellence. Ready to unlock a world of financial freedom? Partner with us today. Call Yasin Badat Financial Advisory at +2733 346 2071 or visit www.yasinbadat.com. Yasin Badat Financial Advisory, guiding you to financial success.
Hey, Gulam.
Yeah?
Did I return your lawnmower last month?
No, bye, you didn't.
Oh, no. Now what'll I do? I wanted to borrow it again, man.
With Rendry Jewelers, you won't have to borrow or lend because the prices are so well trimmed on all gold and diamond jewelry. Alternatively, we could remake your old jewelry into a brilliant new design. Visit Rendry Jewelers at 151 Stevens Lamini Road, Musgrave, Durban. Rendry Jewelers, the family name you can trust.
Attention drivers, revamp your ride with top quality tires at Best Drive Braamfontein. Our seasoned technicians guarantee a perfect fit for a smooth, safe journey. Choose from premium brands to budget-friendly options, all at competitive prices with special offers. From tire installations to brakes and shocks, we have all your vehicle needs covered. We also specialize in wheels, batteries, and suspension repairs. Get to meet our hands-on director, Mohammed Desai. With over 3 decades of experience, he ensures you receive exceptional service. Enjoy Salah facilities and a complimentary tea or coffee while you wait. Don't compromise on safety and performance. Ample parking available and full-time security on premises. Visit Best Drive Bromfontein today or call 011 837 4000 or 5000. We are 1 kilometer off the M1 highway. Take the Smith Street off-ramp towards Fortsburg, Fitas. Best Drive Bromfontein, where excellence meets service.
Connect and stay ahead with Salam Media. This is Salam Media, coming to you live from South Africa.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome back to the mid-morning show here on Salam Media with me, Zaheerah Bham-Ismail. We're chatting to Prof. FRANAAZ Khan, getting insight into what it means being a woman, breaking barriers, not just in the legal field, but also in academia. Prof, I think, for me, we always talk about what Women's Month means, and we talk about strength of a woman. We talk about watindi bafasa, watindi bakoto. You strike a woman, you strike a rock. And we hear this all the time. We hear it during August and we hear it during 16 days of activism. My thing is, why aren't we hearing this throughout the year? Because this is something that women have to face every single day on a regular basis. What does this mean for you, and how does it resonate for you as a South African woman?
I think for me, it has very much of a profound meaning. For me, it symbolizes the strength, resilience, and this unyielding spirit that I draw upon every day. Whether I'm juggling, when it comes to juggling my work as an academic, or even navigating motherhood, because I have 2 little kids. So it's trying to navigate and juggle, and so it symbolizes the strength that we need to juggle, the resilience that we need to obviously get along. So the phrase also just reminds me, that so many women before me, I have, the power to obviously just rise above any challenge, because women previously have also had to go through the same, challenges. So it's the testament to the some sort of unwavering determination that drives me to keep going, to keep pushing forward, and to stand firm in any sort of adversity or challenges that I may face. And it's about knowing that no matter what life throws at you, you have the strength to overcome it. And you can do so being gracious about it, and doing it so with courage. So that's what it actually means, and this is what I resonate. The phrase, with resilience and strength, and just rising above despite whatever obstacles and challenges that may lie ahead. And as women,
Uh,
we're juggling so much, right? So
Exactly that. Exactly that. I think people often talk about, oh, you find a balance and you balance things. And the truth of it is, it's never balanced.
mm,
We don't ever manage to balance anything. It's just juggling and managing what you can at different times. And I think you said it so nicely about the juggling, because we don't hear that often enough. And the truth of it is, I think we've put out this false image of women need to be excelling in every single thing,
mm,
in the forefront of everything and great at everything.
mm,
And we don't even cut ourselves some slack in that to say it's okay, because when you're juggling, something will fall and then you'll pick it up and then you'll continue again. You are juggling, as you mentioned, your family, your children, your work. It's not easy being in this space. And you talked about resilience and strength, but one of the words that you mentioned now that I think is so beautiful that I want to pick up on is graciousness, and you do it graciously.
mm,
Um,
mm.
and if we can just talk about that for a little while, about being gracious to ourselves and being a little bit kinder to ourselves as women, because I really think that we've almost set ourselves up and a future generation up for failure, because you're not going to ever reach perfection.
Yeah, you're not. And I think part of it comes with acceptance as well. And if you accept that, there's certain things that I'm good at and certain things I make peace that I'm never going to be able to do. And that's okay. It's okay. It's okay to not be a perfectionist and being perfect at everything. And it's about being gracious. It's about just accepting that certain things are beyond our control. So also it's about I think it's about also it comes with an amount of self respect, or respecting yourself, taking out some
Mhm.
time for yourself as well. And this is where this whole concept of graciousness would come about. A bit of self care as women as well. So it's about accepting that we're not good at everything. It's about accepting that we aren't perfectionists. It's about also taking care of you, because that's
Mm.
very important. And I think
Absolutely.
if you do take care of you, and if you accept these things in life, that we can't control everything, you'd be a happier person, and you'd be able to fulfill whatever sort of dreams and goals you have.
A Prop, it definitely ties in with what you started off saying. Just go along your journey, just breathe through it. You've got this, it's in your capabilities. And I think it resonates and holds so strong, because I really do feel that we have to be realistic of what we're able to do. Don't put yourself up for failure. And I think, as Prof mentioned, the self care is something that is so important, because if we're not taking the time out, and please bear in mind that this is not selfish, taking a time out to actually heal yourself, to ensure that you're doing better, ensures that you don't inflict that pain on people around you
Mm,
also, and your
mm,
experiences become healthier because you take it. I love that word. It's going to be my word for the next week. Graciously, we take everything graciously in our stride. Prof, for young women, or any individuals who are walking this journey, who realize academia is where they want to be, they see themselves there, there's a lot of self-doubt, there's a lot of questions, and we live in a country where the truth of it is you can only dream as much as you're able to afford, unfortunately. And
mhm,
this is the truth for majority of the individuals in our country, because it's not that easy to just say, I can come to university, I can pay for anything, I can get through university, I'll still pay and get through this or get through that. Things are really expensive. What is your advice to them in terms of pursuing a journey that they know that they want to or can see themselves in?
mm. I think that my advice, despite whatever socioeconomic factors would present itself, but if you have a female entering the profession, girls, women, I think it's always that you have to believe in yourself, and your own abilities. Even if you're faced with any sort of adversity, be it the socioeconomic factors that you have mentioned, the journey will obviously be challenging, no doubt. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It will be a challenging journey, but I think you should not let anybody make you feel that you don't belong. And that's very important. You must embrace this uniqueness that you have. You have to work really hard, and you have to stay determined. And like we mentioned earlier in the interview, you'd have to surround yourself with supportive sort of mentors and peers. You have to find them within the network. And always remember that your voice and the contributions that you make, be it in terms of society or in your work environment amongst your peers, will always be valuable. You have to keep your head high, and persevere through the tough times, and there will be tough times. And never ever underestimate your strength, because I think as women, we have the power, without sounding sexist, we have the power to achieve great things. The fact that we are jugglers on a daily basis, that in itself says a lot. So we
Mm.
have the power to achieve great things.
Fantastic, Prof. Very wise words of wisdom. And I'm so glad that we got an opportunity to connect with you and to get your advice. And I've been saying, firstly, this week on the show has been lawyers and people in the legal field. So I don't know what it is, but we're finding amazing, amazing women who are remarkable. But what I absolutely love is that your words of wisdom and advice are things that are not just related to your field, but things that we can take into our daily living and into our daily life and expand on that. And I thank you so much for joining us here on Salam Media. And we look forward to seeing your journey ahead.
Shukran. Thank you so much for the time, Zahira. I appreciate it.
Fantastic. That's Prof. FRANAAZ Khan joining us here at the Mid Morning Show on Women Breaking Barriers. It's an absolute pleasure to talk to remarkable women who are breaking strides within our community. Stay tuned after the ad break. We hit our hard hitting subjects.